shouldn't have.
That's so nice.
And the tears try to rape us, and I guess that they're succeeding. And we're going to these meetings.
So Tom, what is it that you do?
I write greeting cards.
Tom could be a really great architect if he wanted to be.
That's unusual. I mean, what made you go from one to the other?
I guess I just figured, why make something disposable like a building when you can make something that lasts forever, like a greeting card?
A breakout hit at the Sundance Film Festival, 500 Days of Summer is careful to tell you that it's not a love story, which really isn't true. This movie is definitely about love, but it's just as much about breaking up and coming to terms with the aftermath. I think what they meant to say is that 500 Days of Summer is not a conventional romantic comedy, since romantic comedies are a genre where the two people you expect to get together always do, where true love conquers all in the most predictable, unrealistic ways, where people realize their big fight was all over a misunderstanding and they go running through the streets and into each other's arms and everything is perfect just as the credits roll. You know, just like in real life. 500 Days of Summer is the story of Tom and, of course, Summer, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. The two 20-somethings work in the same office, where Tom is a greeting card copywriter and Summer works as the boss's assistant. The film bounces forward and backward through the 500 days of Tom and Summer's relationship, so scenes from the two of them first meeting and bonding over shared music tastes and karaoke are next to moments from the relationship's disintegration, as Summer abruptly ends things and leaves Tom in a heartbroken mess. There's really a lot to like about this movie. The performances by both Gordon-Levitt and Deschanel are great, as they experience the range of emotions from awkward first encounters at the office, to the honeymoon stage as their relationship takes off, to the split where Summer needs to move on while Tom, still deeply in love, wants them to stay together forever. Mark Webb, whose previous experience was directing some great music videos for acts like Green Day, My Chemical Romance, and Fergie, makes good use of a lot of music, as well as a large assortment of techniques from split-screen alternate realities to a big choreographed musical number. Unfortunately, one of those techniques is an omniscient narrator, which got annoying, and Summer's character sadly isn't as fully developed as Tom's. Then again, 500 Days of Summer is a relationship movie from a guy's perspective with a screenplay written by two guys, so what do you expect? The film is also beautifully shot in a way that gives LA a look you probably haven't seen before. But something that makes this movie decidedly of its time is its take on relationships. Throughout history, films have tried with great force to convince viewers that every person has just one true love in life, and anything that falls short of marrying that soulmate and spending the rest of your lives together is considered a waste of time or, more commonly, an unacceptable tragedy. But at a time when people are waiting longer and longer to get married and over half of all marriages end in divorce anyway, I think that most people, especially younger people, know that life and love are a lot more complex than that. This isn't being cynical, it's being realistic. People fall in and out of love. Sometimes people think they know what they want in a partner and they're wrong, or they don't yet know how to be in a relationship. In a reversal of movie gender stereotypes, it's actually Summer in this movie who is unwilling to commit and thinks that the idea of true love is a myth, while Tom is a hopeless romantic desperate to settle down. 500 Days of Summer owes a lot to Michelle Gondry and Charlie Kaufman's unbelievably good 2004 neo-classic Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet play a couple who respond to their breakup by undertaking a medical procedure to erase all memories of each other from their brains. Not only do both films skip around through the chronologies of their doomed romances, but they both reflect the same decidedly un-Hollywood sentiment about relationships, that sometimes you fall madly in love, but things don't work out despite your best efforts and you get your heart broken. And you know what? That's okay. It doesn't mean that the relationship wasn't worth having, and it doesn't mean your life is now over. There's something to be learned from every relationship, especially failed ones, and this is how you grow as a person and figure out what it is you really need. Just think how many suicides and notebooks full of bad poetry could have been spared if there were more movies like 500 Days of Summer, which isn't afraid to say that love can be glorious and love can really, really suck, and yet, somehow, life goes on. I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a ReThink Review.